good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are, remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another video of the series, Let's Talk Habs. Today, I'm going to give you what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens since the beginning of the year 2022, and what is coming for them also. So don't go nowhere. I'm going to give you everything you need to know what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget to subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show on YouTube channel and on Facebook page. And then if you enjoyed this video, please click on the likes and share this with your friends. And finally, tell us what you think about the Montreal Canadiens so far since the beginning of 2022. So let's dive in talking about the Let's Talk Habs series with the hockey coach guru, Coach FRENCHY. First of all, what's going on? The Jeff Gorton start already to have some interview with front people for the new GM. I'm going to talk about inside this video the prospect Ncaa. And then we know the Montreal Canadiens is supposed to return January 9, but it's still up the air. Then Montreal hire CHANTAL Machabee, and then finally they postpone another game January 15th. So that's what you're going to learn during that video. Let's dive in right away about this situation. Gordon met different people to become the general manager with the Montreal Canadiens. We know on the list they have Dash, Luongo, Brière, Castonguay, Sauvageau, Denis, Quintal, Hughes, and finally Patrick Roy. They are all on the list. That's not said they're going to meet each one of them, but there was what recognized by its friend social media where they're going to meet those people. Now, what we heard a couple of days ago from Patrick Roy himself, he did not hear nothing from the Montreal Canadiens. He didn't have any appointment with them at that moment. Is it fair? Is it not fair? The only thing I would say to you, Montreal need to be more transparent. What they have to do is, they don't have Patrick Roy. That's easy. Just tell him. Don't let hanging people around the fence all longer about that case. Just tell Patrick Roy yes or no. At least they know what's going on, because hiding everything, it's not good anyway for the fans and for the organization at that moment. So it would be interesting to follow up that story with Patrick Roy. Then you have other people. We know he already met some other people. They have also some confirmation from other teams like Dash, the Tampa Bay, and Luongo with the Panthers. They let them talking with the Montreal Canadiens with no problem. So it's a story we have to follow up. Gordon said also he's going to announce this the next 10 to 15 days. So expect for me between the 16th to the 20th, what's going to Montreal Canadiens going to announce the new GM. Then he visit the Ncaa players, front prospect for the next couple of days. At that moment I'm recording this video, he should be already in New York to meet Jordan Harris. So I expect him to meet Harris, Strawball, and Farrell for the next couple hours or days for different subject. But talking about them, let's talking after that now right away about this situation, about the Montreal Canadiens return on the ice, supposed to be the January 9 at that moment. We know they have a game at Boston Garden, the January 12. That's what they're supposed to play, the first game in 2022. But again, they're still missing a lot of players on the COVID-19. 2 more players joined the list yesterday. They have a list of 25 players on the COVID-19 at that moment. So unfortunately, it is what it is. They postponed the game January 15 at Montreal. The good thing about this right now, everything they postponed the game, better for their player with injury like Anderson and Toffoli can come back at some point during the season. They also announced a couple of days ago they hired CHANTAL Machabee, VP Communication for the team. Look, this is a great news for the Montreal Canadiens and also for the fans to have CHANTAL Machabee. I put 34 years, but what I believe now it's 32 years she worked with the RDS, with the Réseau des Sports, French station TV, and she don't have nobody does not like her. Everybody love her. She's professional. She's appreciated by others. They know she can accomplish a great job for the Montreal Canadiens. And I think she's going to, I believe for me, what she's going to do the most, she's going to bring the bridge closer between the fans and the Montreal Canadiens to have a little bit more transparency for the Montreal Canadiens versus the fans and open up more the situation. Example, when they announce a contract, many times on the PR for the Montreal Canadiens, they always said we're going to follow up. They never conclude. If the guy signed for 4 years with $5 million, just mention it. And then Montreal never said that. Injury to Foley, more details to come. Now, tell exactly what's going on. Don't try to hide too much. And I think CHANTAL Machabee is going to have that kind of responsibility. She's going to do a great job to bring the fans closer with the team and the team closer to the fans. That's what we're supposed to be all together. So I can't wait to see CHANTAL Machabee start to work with the Montreal Canadiens. A couple of prospects I want to talk about this. Before this video, earlier, I talked about other video, like the player of the month, it's French prospect in Montreal Canadiens. But I want to focus more on the Ncaa player at that moment. First of all, Sean Farrell. He's a 124 overall pick, the last draft pick in NHL. He plays right now for Harvard University. We understand he'll focus on complete his education over there. He has right now 17 point and 12 game. This is a long-term project, so expect him not to be with Montreal before he get 22 years old. He have a great year so far. His vision, IQ, shot is great, but he need a little bit more consistency game after game. Overall, he have a lot of skill and talent. Now, the physicality of him could be a problem in NHL. He need to maybe a little bit more learning, to win more the battle. If you turn that, but so far we cannot complain. First year, and he have already 17 point and 12 game with Harvard University. The next one I want to talk about this. This is the biggest case for the Montreal Canadiens. Jordan Harris complete his 4 years at Northeastern University. He was a third round pick for the Montreal Canadiens a couple of years ago. He's a captain of the team over there. He have a lot of talent, this kid. He's an LD. He have 11 point in 18 game. Coach, it's not many points. It's not about the point. He play around 30 minutes per game, guys. His defensive is excellent. He have a great skating. Is really one. Is carry on the puck. Great vision with IQ. But the problem, he did not sign yet with the Montreal Canadiens. Jeff Gorton is going to meet him. That moment I'm talking about, recording this video, he's supposed to meet him already, or he will going to meet him this weekend. They're going to know the situation with them, with a case for the camp of the Harris. And the Montreal after that going to take the decision if they offer him a contract or they're going to trade his right about that. So he has until August 1st to sign a contract. But again, it would be really a really great asset for the Montreal to get Jordan Harris. What are your expectations for him? Look, we never know, right? I think he could start in the American Hockey League, and then after that, he could complete maybe the full year and then come back with Montreal Canadiens. I would not be surprised if he signed a contract after he's done with school, and then after the school, the season can join the Montreal Canadiens. That's another option. He can happen during this year, but I don't see that, honestly, because the situation in Montreal right now is not looking good anyway. But it's something we have to follow up for sure. The next one is his teammates with the Northeastern, the LD, Jaden Strawball. Another great pick for the Montreal Canadiens. He have only 4 points this year. Sometimes players try to do too much in hockey. They work too much. They try to do too much at the same time. And sometimes to have a great speed, you have to go slow. And to be better, to take more time, a little bit more patient. And you have to be patient with him, honestly. And if he can control his emotion to not to be too too hard on himself to try to do too much. I think he's going to helping him to reach the NHL at some point. But it's a great pick for Montreal. Him, I believe, will take a little bit longer to reach the NHL. If you want to go that route, I expect 2-3 years to play in American Hockey League. So it'll be interesting what he's going to do with for the year to come for him. He still can come back again with Northeastern next season. You have one more year to go over there. The next one I want to talk about is a look talk for the Boston College guys. Problem with him, he was play his second year this season. He got hurt in October, and he never full recovery since that injury. He come back a little bit too earlier in November, and he struggled about him. What we need to figure out, he didn't have 0.9 game. He missed already 9 game, and it's something you have to be patient a bit more with him also. But he came back after he played his first game already in 2022. He have only 2 points during that game. Skating is one you need to improve the most. Also, using the middle line. What you talk about, Coach? So we want him to carry on the puck more in the middle of the line and not on the edge, outside the dots. Try to go inside to get that kind of anticipation. You need to read also. That's something you need to improve. What you talk about, Coach? What I'm talking about anticipation and read is when you don't have the puck. You need to figure out where to go, what to see, what you believe, what the play is going to develop. And that's something you need to get better. Overall, you have a good work ethic, is a good size. Again, that's a player we have to be patient. But we'll see how he's going to develop. That's the case for Luke Doc with the Boston College. The one we want to talk about now is a surprise. Nobody was expect Jacob Tobe's goaltender for the Ohio State to have an amazing, great year so far. You have 13.50, 2.10, save percentage of 9.2 and 6. One factor the people love from him is the way he controls himself around the crease, outside the crease, stop the puck, passing the puck, play the puck around the nets. That's something is very good. He's above average in this case of Jacob. So that's something. Also, he covered his post very well. So his movement lateral is very good. He cut shot and goal. So when you do, you cut shot and goal good, it's because you challenge. You face the puck. You want the puck. So you challenge the puck, the shooter all the time. And then he controlled pretty good his bouncing, his deflection of the shot he received all the time. So great year for him. Again, that's something Montreal was not expect him to be that level, but that's something we have to follow up for the next couple of months with his development. The next one I want to talk about is the last one of the list I have. It's Brett Stapley, a 7th-round pick by the Montreal Canadiens a couple of years ago. He plays right now with the Denver University. He's 22 years old. He is one of the most older player for the team over there. You have 22 points, 18 game. If you want to compare him, compare him at Jake Evans. Both of them was a 7th-round pick in NHL. You have a great edge work, a stick handling, a cut back direction. So he's really good to switch the direction left and right, turn up, turn down, with a very good, strong cut back skate. So that's a good one. Stick handling is really good, and he can score. He can pass also the pad. What you need to improve is exactly what we talked earlier about Luke Tuck is his anticipation and reading need to improve. So when you don't have no puck, he need to be a little bit more to learning what the plays develop also to be at the right spot at the right location. It could be an offensive or a defensive or neutral zone or 3 zone. So something Brett need to get better. I believe if Montreal offer him a contract, he will sign. When you 7th-round pick, you don't have no much expectation. So I think Brett could join the Laval Rocket. It would be really his goal for the upcoming year. Now, I'm going to disappear here because I have other players I did not mention. I'm talking about Biondi, Gorniak, Pitlick, and Henriksen. You can see their record, their standing, the stat on the left side when he was drafted, the position, and the number of the point, everything like that. I believe for Henriksen, that would be the end with the Montreal Canadiens. I don't see him to sign a contract with the Montreal Canadiens. Still a little bit Same situation with Gornick. He still can come back, play again one more year with Wisconsin. He played with Cole Caulfield last season. Now he played with the brother, Cole Caulfield. Pitlick is a good right wing, but again, he got hurt a little bit. You have to be a little bit more patient. That's not a problem. And then beyond this, was just a draft at 2020. You have a good year with the Minnesota Duluth. It's a great hockey team this year and standing of the NCAA Division 1. So that's the situation, guys, for the NCAA prospect for the Montreal Canadiens. And that's complete, guys. What I was trying to bring to you, the Let's Talk Habs video today about the situation with Jeff Gorton, the general manager, the new hiring, the Chantal Machabee, the prospect NCAA for the Montreal Canadiens, the situation with the injuries, and then when the Montreal Canadiens return. That's what we talk about this video today. So before we leave, we want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe to the Hockey Nation live show. And then if you enjoyed this video, please click on the likes and finally tell us what you think about what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens. And finally, of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. I look forward for the next video about the Let's Talk Habs with the hockey coach guru Coach Frenchy. Mes amis, ceci complète un autre vidéo de la série Let's Talk Habs avec l'entraîneur Coach Frenchy. Je vous souhaite une très, très belle journée et on se revoit plus tard pour une autre vidéo avec l'entraîneur Coach Frenchy.